To another Luca Trades video. Today we're going to be doing a video on psychology and in particular why most funded traders blow their account. Um, so it's going to be nice, quick, easy, and simple video for you guys. So first thing that I'm going to get into here is basically what the heading is. Why do most funded traders blow their account? Everyone often thinks they fail accounts because they need a better strategy. After spending the last couple of years of trading myself and going through funded challenges, passing them, failing them, I've realized that for most traders, the strategy isn't actually the problem. It's the psychology and the execution. So what I'm going to be doing is I've created a few slides explaining some of the most common mistakes that I've found that halted my success in the early stages of my trading journey. Mistake number one: changing your rules after success. Ironically, I don't think the most dangerous time is after a losing streak. Um, I think it's actually after a winning streak. That's what I've noticed with me when I'm on a 3 or 4 trade win streak. Confidence grows, and without even noticing, you start taking trades or tweaking your setup that don't quite meet your criteria. Like, you might stop waiting for full confirmation because you feel like you've figured the market out. You've got that confidence. You think, oh, I can already tell this is going to go up. Or you might even be thinking, like, I've just won the last 4, so I've got a bit of a buffer. And more often than not, that's causing you to to trade how you genuinely wouldn't, and it's causing mistakes. And that's the easiest way to fall into a pattern of going into a losing streak and blowing your account. The second mistake I want to talk about is thinking the market owes you something. This is something where I personally struggled with a lot in my trading journey. Um, so basically, the market doesn't know you're behind. Let's say the market doesn't know what's going on in your life. So, for example, the market doesn't know if you're behind on rent. It doesn't know that you need a payout. It doesn't know if your relationship's ended. It doesn't know if you've lost a family member. It doesn't know if you need this money by the end of the week. It doesn't know if you're on a 5-day losing streak. It doesn't know if you're on a 5-day winning streak, etc. The market does not know, and quite frankly, it does not care. It's going to be the same every day in terms of the market's going to open and the market's going to close. It doesn't know that you're just one trading day, one trading win day of a payout. It doesn't know. So you got to stop thinking that market owes you this. It doesn't know. It doesn't care, and that's going to tie into the next slide as well. But we'll get into that. But one thing I do want to touch on this, and what I want to leave you is a quote that I really stick with when I start getting a bit overconfident and thinking the market owes me something. Is every trading session starts with the market having no memory of your life. Write that down if you have to. Look at it in your notes. It's a great thing to think of before you get into trading. Just read it. Every trading session starts with the market having no memory of your life, and then get into your trading. Mistake number 3 is feeling like you have to trade every day. So this ties into the other one. When you're on a confident streak, you want to, you tend to overtrade too. You're so close to being there. You've just had 4 winning days. You're about to get a payout if you get one more winning day, and you force a trade. And more often than not, it's going to fail if you force a trade. One of the hardest skills I've had to learn is being okay with doing absolutely nothing and walking away from a trading session. Especially if you are like myself and you're trading New York session in Australia. You've done everything you've had to do in the day. Trading doesn't open to 11:30 p.m. at night currently in standard time, even later when it's daylight saving time. And you're eager to trade. You're up late, and then you don't go to bed till 1 or 2 a.m. and you haven't had a trade. It feels pretty crappy. But you got to make peace with that. You got to feel like you're not going to take a trade unless it's perfect. Like, we are, as traders, our job is to look for every reason not to trade. If there's a reason not to trade, we do not trade. We only take A plus setups, because if you're going to force a trade, if you want to trade every day, more often than not, you're going to lose, and it's going to bring your win to loss rating down, and overall you're going to be unprofitable. Going into the next mistake, I've written 5, not 4, so that's my mistake. There we go. But trading differently once you're funded. This is a huge one. This this one, it specifically talks to a lot of us trading on funded accounts. A lot of us traders, we don't have the capital to trade live, so you know this is a huge step for us, and I think a lot of you could probably speak out of experience in this mistake, where you start trading differently once you're on the funded account, once you've passed that funded account compared to your challenge stage. you know what I think an amazing thing to try and remember is, if the strategy got you funded, why would you abandon it at the moment it matters? So a lot of the times we might be, there's actual money at the end of this. We passed the evaluation. Now it's like, okay, we're close to it. So you might start risking more. You might start trading more often. You might even start trading at different session times, because you just want to hurry up and get that payout. And more often than not, you're going to blow your account if you're doing that. So just remember, stick to your plan. If something's not broke, don't fix it. So if it got you there, if it got you past that funded stage, if it's gotten you to the funded stage, past that evaluation, stick with it. Don't rush it, and you will reap the benefits. The traders who last aren't the ones with the highest win rate. They're the ones who can execute the same process over and over again, regardless of yesterday's results. And that's the biggest thing. One thing that I would like for you guys to all remember through watching this video, is that regardless of yesterday's result, it doesn't matter if you've lost yesterday's result. It does not define you as a trader. What defines you is your process. And if you start skipping steps, and you start, not learning from mistakes, not journaling, not sticking to your plan, then you're not protecting your process, and you will be unprofitable. If you stick to your process, you stick to your risk management, you stick to your psychology, you will protect your process, and eventually you will be profitable. But that's all. That's all in this video. It was a nice, quick, summarize of the mistakes that I found over the last couple of years in trading. Let me know what you think, please. If you do like this content, like and subscribe, leave a comment as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.